Thank you so much. Again,
The mic.
the QR code of the Ophthalmology Foundation. And what I took from this title, this topic that I was invited to invite all of us to explore, was I think will be encapsulated in the sentence swinging the feedback pendulum from recipes to relationships regarding good, constructive, effective feedback. So this is not my sentence. It's the sentence of someone I admire a lot and has developed very important work within feedback, Subbaramani. So the goal is to be better able to create a culture of feedback. I would like us to think about an environment that is prone to seek for feedback, and that feedback should be embraced by those who receive feedback to be effectively taken, and hence the word of culture. And also thinking about the global perspective, which is contained also in the title, the global perspective of seeking and giving feedback, and the differences that the diversity of looking at this topic can also assume in terms of giving and receiving good feedback. So the objectives explain the concept and principles very shortly, describe some models, more to focus that there are models, not so much to focus on the models themselves, and then enumerate key elements of a culture of feedback. Feedback is a regulatory mechanism where the effect of an action is fed back to modify and improve future action. And this seems somehow a made sentence, but it has all there is to apply in practice for constructive feedback. So the aim is to modify and improve future action. And this is the key of the word of feedback, in the concept of feedback. Whereas feedback in the assessment cycle, it's for sure for learning, happening during the learning, and is about assessment that is formative, something that is provided at the clinic, daily practice, and is given and happens to improve as best as we can the learner's performance at the workplace. Feedback should be then a skillful interaction between the provider and the recipient, should be focused or based on multiple sources, should be timely and frequent. It means that it should be given frequently and exactly at the moment where it should be and could be more likely to change an action in terms of being better at what is being done, should be tailored, should be focused on the learner, and should be embraced by the learner. And this is something that we might be in doubt when we provide feedback, is how the learner is taken the feedback that is given and how it will be translated into practice. And this is the key, the pivot for the change of the action of the learner to be better, constructive, and focused on the future. This means that when we give feedback, we should not only celebrate achievements, look for areas of improvement, but also design proactively with the learner a plan for the future. The idea is to modify, to be better in the future and help the learner on that. Reciprocal, meaning that this is a bi-directional relationship between the learner or the recipient of the feedback and the provider, the educator. So both of them should be related in a synergistic relationship. Feedback is not evaluation, is not the summative part of the assessment cycle as we have seen. Should be formative instead of summative, immediate, informal, based on current performance, so be timely and frequently, as we said before, and not about past performance, should foster learning, and it's not about giving a certification, it's a dialogue. It means that the provider has also the feedback from and the ideas from the recipient of feedback, and also be specific on an action, a task, something that has happened very shortly when it's given. How can we give good feedback? And we know there are a lot of models and there are a lot of recipes that we can use. Probably what I would think, at least to myself, and share with you, and would like to know your ideas about that, is that it's a stepwise. So we have always these main thoughts in our head. It's about celebrating the achievements, celebrating successes with our learner, and then exploring those areas, those specific actions that weren't so good and could be better, and build upon those successes, and also build upon those, so to speak, failures, and move it forward within a plan that is designed, is created by both of them to apply in the future, always with the aim of a growth in the future. So there are several models, several based on 3 steps, others on 4 steps. But what I would like to emphasize is the relationship that is involved. This is a very known model, so it's about praising successes, and then also, and very importantly, in the middle, kind of the meat of the sandwich, is learning about what the learner felt about what he or she has done and what could be better, what were the difficulties found during that task or that experience. And then design some plan for the future. And this is another one, to build the relationship, explore what the learner has to say, then what would be the best way to approach in the future and change, coach for change. Again, this is a 4-step model, and this is also another model that is very easy as well to keep in mind, but I would like to emphasize what the author of this model said. We must see people in terms of their future potential, not their past performance. Past is about the summative assessment and not the formative assessment that is feedback. So it's about the future, it's about the future performance. And then just to close, there are other models, close these models of giving feedback. This one, for instance, about knowing how our learner interprets, has the representations of reality, and these will for sure gauge the actions that lead to results, and then debrief about these results, how they are connected with the actions that we have seen. And inclusive as this, also changing a little bit. This will happen if the learner embraces the feedback, change how the learner sees these the reality in the future. And this is something that we could use. I think, I am curious about what why did you did this or did that? How can we create a culture of feedback and improvement? Models have been mainly focused on praising teachers and learners at the center, but let's have this perspective of having the teacher and the learner, or the feedback provider and the feedback recipient, and focus a little bit in making this into part of the equation, the relationship between them, and also the context where this feedback happens. And so this was some kind of proposal in terms of the feedback provider, for instance, to promote this culture of feedback, be a role model, observe the learner's performance, facilitate reflection, for the recipient, for the learner, to foster a growth mindset and encourage feedback seeking and plans with the teacher or the educator, the future plan ahead. But we know that this can happen at the most if we can found a good relationship, a trustful relationship between both of them, to build this educational alliance, as you can see here, and also co-create learning opportunities for the learner, especially find areas of improvement, take awareness of their most and strong abilities and areas, and also change behavior on those that are not so strong yet. And also the institutional context is very, the so-called hidden culture of the organization is very important. How the institution also nurtures this as learner self-efficacy, ongoing practice improvement environment, and feedback culture for professional growth. Trust and dialogue could be the keywords for these relationships of feedback to be more constructive and effective and enjoyable for both of the educators and the learners. And also, instead of looking at failures as shame, waste, or loss, looking at them as new opportunities for learning. In summary, feedback should be given in a protective environment, timely, frequently constructive, celebrating achievements always, and always not leaving the learner in the nowhere land, but planning for improvement with the learner agreement. Effective feedback is embraced to advance professional growth, otherwise it will just be a recipe, and a recipe with no cake in the end. And a culture of feedback is based on constructive and trustful relationships, and also the context where it is provided. Thank you.